In this video, I'll guide you through the process of drawing the iconic Edvard Munch painting, The Scream. Later, I'll also share some fascinating background information about The Scream and provide insight into the life of Edvard Munch. To start, I'm making some marks to indicate where I see the outer edges of the railing for the bridge. I'm making a couple more marks where I imagine the edges of the railing to be at the top. Next, I'm grabbing a ruler and lining it up to match up where I've made the marks. Use light pencil marks when you make your lines in case you decide to erase them. And now repeating this for the lower edge of the railing. 3 beams make up this railing, so I'm drawing the bottom edge of the top beam. Notice how the beam gets narrower as it moves off into the distance. Now I'm going to do the same thing for the bottom beam. I've already drawn the bottom edge of this beam, so now I just need to add the top edge. Now I'm adding one more beam in the middle. Again, I want to make sure that this beam gets narrower as it recedes into the distance. I'm going to erase a bit of the railing here to make it easier to draw the screaming person. I start with a soft curving body shape. I'm using very light pencil marks so that I can easily erase any mistakes. Now making a circle for the top of the head, and then extending that circle into an elongated skull-like head shape. I'm happy with the shape, so I'm cleaning up my pencil marks. Now adding the elongated hand that is wrapping around the side of the face and repeating this on the other side. Then adding the sleeve. And now adding the sleeve for the right arm, touching up the curve of the body a bit. This is the collar of the shirt. For the face, I'm adding large round eyes, 2 dots where the nostrils are, and a big round open mouth. I'm touching up the eyes by adding smaller ellipse shapes inside those big circles. I'm using the ruler to draw the edge of the bridge, which you can see right underneath the bottom beam. I'm using the ruler again, this time to draw a horizon line a few inches from the top of my paper. I'm adding the wavy line that I see in the water, then adding another curving line here. Don't worry too much about whether your lines look exactly like this, just do the best you can. It's hard to tell what this line is, maybe wavy mountains in the background. I'm adding more wavy lines above this. These lines will be for the sunset. I'm also adding a couple more lines that will guide me later on when I add color to the sunset. Now going back and making everything a bit darker so you can see it better. And another curving line in the water, and an oval shape back here in the water. I'm erasing this part of the railing to make it easier to draw the people. Starting with 2 circles for heads, then adding the upper body and lower body where the legs are. Now adding legs and upper body to the other figure. This guy on the right looks like he has a hat on, so I'm adding that in. I'm happy with how these guys look, so I'm making my pencil marks a bit darker. Pause here if you need more time to draw. Coming up, I'm going to give you some expert tips for adding color to your drawing, but first, Edvard Munch was a Norwegian painter who lived from 1863 to 1944. Munch was one of the earliest pioneers of the Expressionist art movement. Expressionism is a type of art which emerged at the turn of the 20th century. It focuses on conveying emotional and personal experiences through the use of distorted forms and intense colors. During his childhood, Edvard Munch experienced devastating loss through the deaths of his mom, dad, and sister, and was sick for long periods of time. This loss greatly impacted his worldview and art, which is known for its exploration of emotional turmoil, angst, despair, anxiety, and loneliness. He created numerous versions of his most famous painting, The Scream. This painting epitomizes his intense exploration of troubling emotional states. Munch's unique expressionistic style had a lasting impact on the development of modern art. Today, The Scream is one of the most famous and iconic works of art in the world. Okay, we're back, and in preparation for adding some color, I'm using an eraser to make my lines lighter. I want them to be dark enough that I can still see them, but light enough that they will not show when I add color on top. For color, I'll be using oil pastels, colored pencils, and a bit of watercolor. But if you want to keep it simple, you could just use oil pastels, or even try this with markers or paint. I'm adding the top edge of orange color in the sky with oil pastel. I want to make sure my pencil marks don't bleed through, so I'm making my pencil marks even lighter. Now adding in more of this orange color. Watch how I use my finger to blend the color. Once you're done blending, you will want to take paper towel and wipe the color off your finger so that you don't cross-contaminate the next color that you use. Now adding in some more orange. Tip: if your oil pastel is worn down to the paper wrapper, carefully peel back some of the paper to reveal more of the pastel. I'm continuing to add orange wavy lines into the sky. Next, I'm going back with some wavy yellow and adding some tan color. Tip: check your oil pastel before using it, and if you find color contamination like this, carefully wipe it off with a paper towel before using it. This way, you will not add any unwanted color into your drawing. Now I'm filling in with this tan color, then carefully blending with my finger. I'm also adding some light blue marks to the sky. If you're new to my channel, please support me by subscribing, and be sure to check out all of the other amazing art videos, art lessons, and art tutorials on my channel, Rainbow Parrot Art. I recommend testing your colors on a scratch paper first before you use them. That way you can know exactly what the color looks like before you use it. This darker blue is my favorite, so I'm adding little bits of it into the sky. I'm filling in my two background figures with blue and adding in some black as well. Now adding in some blue and black to the sky and water. As I add color, I'm continuously looking to the original screen image and trying to add the colors to match what I see in the painting. Don't shy away from layering colors on top of each other and then blending them like I'm doing here. I'm adding some blue and green watercolors in between the beams of the railing. I see some yellow over here in the water, so I'm adding that. And now we're some brown and tan color where the beams are. Now filling in the rest of the bridge with some black and red. I'm adding blue around the edge of the body, then filling in with black, brown, and blue. If you're using a light color like this, be sure to check the tip of it before you use it so that you can carefully wipe off any unwanted color contamination. A color will often pick up other colors as you use it, so you will want to continually check it and wipe off any unwanted color. I'm filling in with tan and then blending some white right on top. I recommend using colored pencils to add details to the face. You can use the colored pencils right on top of the oil pastels. Now adding a bit of light green shadow. Filling in the background with some tan and white and touching up the face a bit more. I want to fill in the areas where I still have white paper peeking through, so I'm grabbing my watercolors. I'm adding some white, a bit of yellow and orange, and a tiny touch of brown into the lid, then mixing to make a creamy, tannish, yellowish color. Then I'm painting this color right on top of my picture. If you use watercolors, be sure to carefully wipe out your lid when you're done. I hope you love how your picture turns out. Let me know what projects you'd like me to do in the comments below, and be sure to check out this video next.